Hey, so here's a method of generating detail that you can use for acid etching. So you can go up here to Z plugin. You can unwrap. That'll automatically unwrap whatever you selected. And then you can go to noise. So if you don't have this here, it's in the tool set palette. You go to noise. Click on frame to like instantly center your mesh. What I usually do is I just turn off noise scale because that's like uh, that's not really something we need. You can experiment with that though. I go to alpha. You can drag in an alpha here. I like to use Jonas Ronegard's alphas. They're pretty good. So let's say you want like, I don't know, it would be armor appropriate. Maybe something like this. Turn off mix basic noise. That doesn't do anything either. At least for our purposes. Yes, just adjust the sliders until you can see something here. You want turn on UV mode instead of 3D, so it follows the UV. Just the alpha scale some more. So then automatically you already have like a bunch of detail here that you can play around with. If you don't like how it UV'd, you can go to Z plugin again. You can go to flatten, and then here you can see the UV. And then you can actually like adjust this. So if you use the move tool, you can nudge the UV map around, and then that's going to change how the details are projected onto the mesh itself in 3D mode. When you're happy, you can go back to Z plugin and then unflatten, and then you'll notice that the details have the UV has been adjusted. If you want to apply this as actual noise, so you can like subdivide this a couple of times. Usually I like to crease this first so the edges don't get shrunk. So divide that like to subdivision 6 or however many subdivision levels you want. Get back to surface and then apply to mesh. And then that's actually going to, now it's actually like 3D mesh. So you can use that. Yeah, you can just use that to detail your mesh further. Another thing you can do before you apply, if you fill this object with white RGB or any RGB really, you can do, we'll just do like white RGB. We'll do fill objects. So I have fill object here, but what you can do, if you don't have this like custom UI that I have, you can go to color and then fill object. So that's the same button, I just moved it there. So now this is actually filled with white RGB. If we like select red, everything else, well, this also has fill object, I guess. So this is like polypaint is turned on here. Everything else is going to be red if you don't have like polypaint applied to it. So this has pure white RGB applied. If we go back to surface, we can actually have like color blend mode here. So what that's going to do is it's going to use the alpha that you have, and it's going to color blend whatever you have here along with the filled color. So that would be like RGB white. If you want to do the inverse, so if you want like, yeah, there we go. If you want like the inverse, so you can do that as well. So you can have like gold bands or something. I don't know. You just apply that to mesh, and then like the poly paint will also carry over. So yeah, you can do that. It's pretty handy, especially if you use this in combination with like Substance Painter. So you have like a lot of really cool options to detail just using surface noise and UV master. So I hope that helps. I'll be posting more tips, filling out the handbook. All right, that's all.